It's only a handful of them that you still remember. It's everywhere. We're in 40 foreign countries in the world. My books are selling around the world. I do interviews. They called me up about Norman Lear last week,
Right.
and I set the
Yeah.
record straight on that because
Right.
that was a crock. And
Yeah.
I don't stand behind anything false.
What was the main point you were trying to make clear about Norman Lear, that he wasn't involved with Sanford and Son as much he was given credit for? Was that
The main thing was what a lot of people missed. I said when my agent called me and said, watch the show, I said, I don't want to do television, as I said. And I watched the show. I came away thinking, this is the beginning of the dissolution of the patriarchal system. And on the heels of that, the announcer tried to cut me off. I said, let me finish. Because on the heels of that came Married with Children. And then all of a sudden, parents became idiots and kids became all knowing. Young women started calling their mother bitch word and rebelling. And it all started Norman Lear. They asked me what I said. I will say this about him. He was a visionary.
Right.
But then when I heard about his political affiliations, it all fell into place. And I knew I was right on the money.
Yes.
No, I said it went on and on and on, ad infinitum. And what we're experiencing now is the evolution of what Norman Lear started with All in the Family. And nobody got it. They missed it totally. They said, oh, Devon's talking about Norman didn't have. I said, you people have been so dumbed down, like Malcolm said. Some of us, we're going to have to leave behind. You're too brainwashed to understand. That was the important thing I said about it. And they don't even know that. You got this whole feminist movement out here. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. No, but your kids do. Your children do. A broken home. I can't remember the statistic. I think it's like 65% of the people incarcerated in the penal systems are single family. I don't need no man.
So it's just all by they want this, right? I would assume people want this.
Who?
The system, benefits.
What do you mean, welfare?
Welfare, the patriarch dissolution that you just mentioned.
That's because of the feminist movement, brother.
Okay.
The feminist movement. All of those lesbians back in the day, Gloria Steinem, Black Panther woman that teaches at Stanford University, they were lesbians. The Black Panther Party was a communist organization that was funded by the Rockefellers. That's the number one thing. So I mean, you got to understand, I came back to the world from the jungle when the Haight-Ashbury, the hippies, I hate to use that cliche, hated the government, everything about the government. They hated Nixon. They wanted to stop that war over there in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And the feminist movement has killed it. And these women walking around here, they're not being taught by their mothers to be wives.
To kind of reflect on your work,
Mort Lockman approached Red and said, come on back and do Sanford. Now, he joined up with Buddy Yorkin. And I was not ashamed to admit it. I was mobbed up in those days. And I don't know, people were kind of afraid of me because of that. But
Okay. Wow.
Hollywood is a tiny word. Why are you using that word?
Hollywood.
Hollywood is a tiny little place of factories. I worked at an NBC factory, a CBS factory, a ABC factory. Studios are nothing but great big sound stages. Hollywood is a small community. Do you know what that sign up there, Hollywood, stands for? Do you know what Hollywood is? It's a stick that witches use to conjure magic. So Hollywood doesn't mean anything to me. I went to a factory and I went to work. The little Fruit Loops, they bend over Billies. You cannot make it to the top in that industry without selling your soul.
What do you know about the brother that just came forward, Christian Keys?
They want these women ignorant and twerking. They want kids running around the street. If they don't pay the income tax, they put them in the penitentiary and they get their money out of them that way. It's like I said, we live in a matrix. Your driver's license, if you take it out of your wallet, it has your name in capital letters. Your birth certificate, your passport, name is in capital letters. Black people don't question that. That means that there's two yous. There's you, the person, and you, the corporation. And you, the corporation, is going to pay America. Presidents have no power, and voting doesn't put a man in any office. They're placed there to do a certain job. They have an agenda that they have to adhere to. So this is not going to matter. They want people like they are right now, polarized. The difference between Biden and Trump is that one is the flip side of the other. And they got the people running back and forth, back and forth. They got all kinds of genocidal things taking place. That Bill Gates said it. We got to do away with 3 billion people. He's been doing it in Africa, been doing it in India. And black people running to the polls talking about, we got to vote in, got to get someone, get him in there, change everything. It's nothing going to change, and it's not going to go back. When I wrote The New Age Millennium 26 years ago, I spoke about everything that's going on now. Now, you can call me a sage, you can call me a prophet, you can call me Negrodamus, whatever you want to call me, but all of the stuff in the book is everything that's happening now. Black people laughed at me. They said, what Lamont know about that? They said, what Lamont know about that?
Yeah.
That's conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy, but it ain't no theory. And now they're scrambling, running back and forth, fighting each other. I said, this is not a gender war. It's not a political war. It is a spiritual warfare. Fighting each other. I said, this is not a gender war. It's not a political war. It is a spiritual warfare. People better wake up. This ain't going back. It ain't going back no place. It doesn't matter who sits in the Oval Office. Presidents have no power. They can only do what they're told to do. The educational system, I spoke about it before. The Rockefellers bought the educational system at the turn of the century. And they said, we're going to put curriculums in there to teach people how to be minions, servants of us. That's what the whole thing was about. Kids that go to prep school, private prep school, that go to Harvard and Yale and Oxford don't have the same education that people go to HMCU universities have.
So in conclusion,
Let me finish, brother. The people that go to those illustrious universities come from wealth, and they're being educated to run the world, not work for it. No.
Okay.